first employee they ever hired. But it is really hard to imagine baseball not being a whole lot better off because of this.
Yeah, that's for true, because he is one of the most liked men in baseball by the players, by the owners, and by the fans. The smiling, cigar-smoking, wisecracking executive who was the first ever Blue Jays employee, Paul Beeston, seems a pretty good bet to help repair baseball from New York, if given some power and if given some latitude. Beeston's departure became official today in Toronto, and TSN's Mike Toth was there.
I leave with mixed emotions. I love the Blue Jays. Love the players, scouts, development people, front office, the fans, and yes, the media. And I wish them all the best. And I don't believe that anyone will begrudge me a cheering interest in the club in the future, this year or in the years to come.
What was rumored for months has become official. Paul Beeston is on his way out as president of the Toronto Blue Jays to become president instead of Major League Baseball.
I look forward to that challenge. I will commit my total effort and my energy to nurturing and growing the game of baseball. It is the best game in the world, even if that's sacrilegious for a Canadian to say. I really do sincerely believe it.
It's a great day for baseball. It's a sad day for the Blue Jays. Nobody's going to replace Paul Beeston. Somebody else will do the work. But Paul has made a tremendous contribution to this organization. He really has been the Blue Jays.
Beeston leaves the Blue Jays with a legacy of success. They were long considered to be one of baseball's model franchises, winning back-to-back World Series titles in '92 and '93. But lately, the club has fallen on hard times. Attendance is down, and the Jays are in danger of suffering their fourth straight losing season.
You'd like to go out when you just won the World Series, but that wasn't to be at the present time. But I think that it would have been a lot easier had we been in first place by 10 games. I think that at that point, I think that there's nobody that wouldn't like to walk out when everything was in good shape. You know, I was kind of praying for a couple of wins there in California. It would have made this day a little bit easier, but nevertheless, it was decided last weekend, so we just played the thing through until today.
The departure of Beeston raises many questions for the Blue Jays. He was very close to manager Cito Gaston and was instrumental in the free agent signing of Roger Clemens. With Beeston on the way out, will Gaston keep his job, and will the Rocket demand a trade? These are just some of the questions surrounding the ball club.
I'd like to be around here a couple more years, but if I'm not here, hey, it's not the end of the world.
A lot of the philosophies that Paul stood for, just as a lot of the philosophies that Pat Gillick stood for, will remain in place. They're solid and sound policies. Our relationship with the players should not change. I don't really see a change in the management of the ball club. We talked about that after the All-Star break in Boston, and we're going to hold to that.
Down-to-earth people person who retained his penchant for going sockless and smoking big cigars, even on the day he was named a big league bigwig.
When I first came here in 1981, I didn't know anything about the Toronto Blue Jays, and I quickly found out that Paul Beeston cared about you as an individual, first of all. He had a genuine concern about you and your family, how they were comfortable in Toronto.
Paul was very instrumental. He was very instrumental in getting Clemens here, myself, Molitor, Winfield, all those guys. You look at what he's done throughout his tenure, and he had nothing respect for him, a class individual.
There's no question Paul Beeston will always have the Blue Jays in his heart, but he better get used to hearing all about the Milwaukee Brewers, too, because Bud Selig is the president of the Brewers and the acting commissioner of baseball, and Beeston will now be working with him on an everyday basis. There's no question the Blue Jays' loss is all of baseball's gain, though, as Paul Beeston brings his everyman touch to the major league.